Good morning, peppers and hoes. Today I'm going to be doing a short French tip set on my homegirl here, and I'm starting off with prep. Always start with filing the nails. Even if the nails are short, I'm going to file them so that they're even. So then if she decides that she want to do a soak off and she want to keep her natural nails because her natural nails going to be healthy because that's just what I do, she can get her a nice overlay. Next in prep, we're going to take care of these cuticles. This is sped up, y'all. These videos are at 2x speed, so I'm not pushing on her cuticles real hard like that. Just being real gentle, trying to scrape the cuticle off of the nail plate, because you know if you leave that on the nail plate, what's going to happen? It's going to lift and it's going to cause a whole bunch of drama later on. Then I'm going with my flame bit. Flame bit is my favorite bit. You can get the flame bit off of Amazon. I got some in my Amazon storefront. You can get 4 of them for less than $10. Girl, you know I got you always. I'm a bargain heifer, okay? If it's on sale, we going to buy that. Okay, I really like the flame bit because one, it's not sharp or anything. Don't have to worry about it really doing any damage to the nail plate, and it helps me to lift up that cuticle. So if I do need to cut something, I can see exactly what I'm cutting. Don't have to worry about nicking nobody getting mad at me, nobody bleeding, doing blood exposure, none of that. Once I'm done with my cuticle work, I like to go in with a fine grit sanding band. I like to use fine, so if I need to go over the nail a couple times, it's okay because I'm not messing up the nail plate. And I like to do this after I do my cuticle work, so if I missed anything, I can go ahead and get it off before I go in with tips and start my application process. When you're removing the residue, always use a nylon scrub brush because them fluffy brushes just hold on to all of the dust and you just messing with dust. The dust is everywhere. Time for tips. I use KDS nail glue. You don't need a little bit, girl. You don't need a whole bunch of glue up on that thing. And remember, when it comes to tips, if you are stuck between two sides of the tips, always go with the bigger one. Never go with the small one. You want it to fit sidewall to sidewall. If it's not reaching the sidewall, it is not the size that you need. When it's bigger, you can always just file the sides down a little bit. Don't go smaller. Remember, I told you that. No small. We don't like small. Go with the big one. Let's get into prep. I use miasecret dehydrator and primer, but when the dehydrator bottle run out, I just put half acetone, half alcohol in there, because why spend more money when you already got the stuff you need? I dehydrate twice and I prime twice, always. I'm going in with Young Nails Cover Flamingo. Really love this color, it's so cute. A lot of people, they go in and they just do one bead and they make it work. Me, for short nails, I always do two because I can get up there with the cuticle, but I don't want to lose too much control with the amount of acrylic I just put on the nail. Even though it's a short nail, that's a lot of acrylic to be up in the cuticle area. Plus, when I go in to seal the cuticle, I like it to look like the acrylic is flush to the nail, like it's growing out of the matrix. And sometimes when you go in with your e-file, when you're sealing the cuticle, you might take up too much. And now you can see natural nail, and then it's starting to look like she need a fill after 2 days. Don't nobody got time for that. Just make sure you're taking your time when you're doing your application. It's not a race. At the end of the day, your client would rather have a longer appointment time and their nails look good than to get done fast and look a hot ass mess. Okay, so just make sure you're taking your time. Make sure you're wiping your sidewall so you can keep your shape so you don't have to do too much work when it comes to filing. When I'm doing acrylic nails, I always like to work with bigger beads because I rather ensure that the bead gets all the way down to the free edge and I cut off the excess than to need to go in and try to make it work with extra beads and it start looking lumpy and bumpy. No, I'd rather just use a little bit extra and cut it off just like that. Remember that thumbs are bigger than the rest of the nails, so if you struggle with thumbs, just pick up a bigger brush. That way you can pick up a bigger bead of acrylic to work with if you struggle. If you get it and it works, it works. But if you're struggling, try picking up a bigger brush. I'm pretty sure it'll make it easier for you. application is done, we're gonna go in and start filing. I'm using a 180 grit file. I like to use the 100 grit to actually shape the nail, and then I like to use the 180 side to contour the nail and make sure everything is nice and smooth. Make sure you're pushing the skin back, because sometimes it's just a little acrylic that you may not be able to see that's stuck to the skin, and when you pop it, you can go ahead and file it off, or you can get it with your e-file, whichever works for you. I also do not season my files. I used to, but I like how crispy the files are when you don't season them. And I just make sure that I'm holding back my client's finger skin. My finger is in the front when I hold it back. So if anybody was gonna get cut, it would be me way before my client. Once I'm done with my shaping, I like to turn the client's hand upward like this so that I can see the front face of their nails. This way I'm able to file the free edge straight, because I can see under my file and see exactly what I'm doing. And I can also line up the cuticles to make sure that all the nails are the same length. Yeah, baby, them nails nice and crispy. Ooh, they look so good. I like it. I really do. I be doing the damn thing, girl. Once I'm done shaping, I like to go in with my extra fine tapered barrel bit to seal the cuticle. And we are sealing the cuticle so that the nail looks nice and flush, and when it grows out, we won't get any lifting. And I don't know if anybody else had this. When I was first starting, I thought we were sealing the cuticle to get this acrylic off of the cuticle area. No, baby, if you got acrylic hard on that cuticle area, you just done. It's over with. They gonna lift, they gonna look a mess. You are messed up. You just need to start over. The final step that I do before I get into my designs is buffing. Make sure that you're buffing with the curvature of the nail to keep the shape. You don't want to just start doing all types of willy-nilly. You want to buff the sides of the curvature of the nail, top of the nail. You also want to buff underneath the nail. This will help to get rid of any extreme sharpness while still keeping the shape. Also, if you did not know, if your client has extra residue on their finger, you can use the buffer and it'll take it right off. Do not be leaving your client sticky and stuff. Make sure you're doing your job and you're getting the finish going. And then I like to take a nylon brush and scrub their nails myself, because I don't know what my clients be doing in the bathroom, but they sure as hell do not be getting the dust out of the crevices, so I just do it myself. And once that's done, we're going to go ahead and get into these French tips. All right, getting into these French tips. My client did not know if she just wanted the outline or if she wanted to do a whole French tip, so I'm showing her what that looks like first. And she decided to go ahead and do the French tip. So basically, you just want to use a liner brush, but you want there to be barely any polish on the brush. Having too much polish on the brush is just going to make the application of the French tip a lot harder, because you're trying to move the polish around and it's not moving the way you want it to because you got too much on there and nobody told you to do that in the first place. And notice how the hand that has the gel polish liner in it, my pinky, is resting on the opposite hand. That is called the anchor. If you shake when you're doing nail art, it's because you're not anchoring yourself. You need to balance yourself. So balance the hand that has the nail brush in it on something else, whether that be your finger, the client's finger, whatever makes you feel more comfortable. But if you shaking, girl, you need to find your balance. If you struggle with doing French tips, please stop being hard on yourself. French tips are hard to do. I don't know why these people, the clientele, the consumer, I guess you could say, just think that, oh, French tip is so basic. French tip is not basic at all. It is complicated. You got to get these French tips to look the same on all 10 fingers and get it done in a reasonable amount of time so your client don't start huffing and puffing. Girl, this is geometry. Okay? Girl, get it together. This stuff is not easy. French tips are a classic look. That's it. Ain't nothing basic about it. When I do French tips, I like to start off kind of thin. You'll see I do my sides. I draw my 2 lines on the side, so I see how high I want my French tip to go on. I make sure that it's even. And then I'm going to do my little swoop-de-doos on both sides, and I want it to meet at the very bottom of the nail. And then I just keep doing my swoop side to side to side to build it up. Because, you know, if you do too much too fast, you're going to take the whole thing off. You're going to be irritating. Your client going to be looking like, this girl don't even know what she doing. She over here playing with my fingers, and I ain't got time for that. I do not.
Let me give you the secret sauce, girl. To get them nice, sexy French tips, you got to go back after you do top coat and file that free edge. We're not filing to get rid of length. We filing to make it extra crispy. Crispy! Like them nails crispy! Yes, girl, that's crispy and that's fine. I did that. I'm that girl. Period. I'll see you on the next video. I love you. Mwah!